Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be looking at some of my mudlarking finds. So I've cleaned them all up and we're going to go through them in detail. This won't be a main thing on the channel, this won't even be a side thing. I think this is just going to be a one-off video on this. So we're going to go from the top to the bottom and we're going to look at the stuff that I found. So first thing I found is this. It's a blowpipe, as you can see, or the stem of a blowpipe. It's very cool and probably going to be at least 100 years old. But the most interesting thing about this, you can see that the end of it's been chewed, which is pretty interesting. So the person that was holding this pipe has actually held this bit in their mouth, so that's pretty cool. This is another piece of blowpipe. I have checked these all for maker's marks. There's none, but yeah, there's just more of these maker's marks that you can find, but I don't have any of them. But yeah, pretty interesting. They're all at least 100 years old. This one looks a bit older, and then yeah, that one's probably 100 years old. I found a marble as well. Don't know how old this is, but looking at it, it's probably like 1930s probably, but it might be more modern than that. I got a piece of blue and white, and I got more pieces of blue and white pottery. So this one is quite nice. I believe this is it almost looks like, I think that's a tree, but it might be some blueberries or some cherries. But that was off a plate, as you can see, there's the rim. So that was off a dish or a plate. This one is, I believe that's a branch, that. Quite interesting. This one's just a nice scallop pattern. Kind of see it there. It's a shame these pieces aren't bigger than they are, but they're quite cool. This is a piece of porcelain, this isn't pottery. Another piece of blue and white. This one's quite nice. It's got this bit in the middle. These are all probably like Victorian. I don't think that these pieces of blue and white are going to be any older than Victorian. This is also going to be Victorian, I believe. I found a piece of spongeware here. So I think this come all the way from Scotland. It's quite chunky. But yeah, it's got this lovely green handmade of it. I think it is handmade because you can see the paint marks. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, very, very cool. I got this as well. Now this is probably the best find of the mudlark. Did it with my friend Lewis from Lewis's Coins. We do a lot of things together. We went mudlarking this time. So unfortunately it's a bit chipped, but this is probably the best find of today. This is a 1700s pipe, so this is like, I believe it's from the 1680s, this pipe. Very nice, very old pipes, yeah. This is a smoking pipe. You need to try and think that there would have been a pipe stem about that long. Then the end of the pipe stem, which would have looked like that, would have gone in your mouth, and then you would have put tobacco in here and you would have smoked it. And like any other thing, this was single use back in those days, so when they were done with it, they just throw it in the Thames where I found it. So it's a nice piece of history. You can see the rim here. Fortunately it's a bit chipped though, but I don't care. I think it's the oldest thing that we found as well, so very nice, just on the foreshore. You need a license to do this, by the way. You can't go and mudlark without a license. So if you don't have a license, then you'll need to get one if you want to go and find these sort of things. But yeah, very, very cool. I'd probably say this is not old enough to give to the British Museum. I think it has to be at least 400 years old to be handed in, so I think that's just passed under that age category. But yeah, very nice. My star find would probably be the marble and the pipe. I mean, everything else is quite cool. We found a lot of bottles as well, but they were all broken, unfortunately. We found a torpedo bottle, as they're known, but that was not complete. There was only a half of that. I can't remember what it said, but it's pretty cool. The most common thing that we were finding were these pieces of blue and white, but I only took the best bits. I mean, there were pieces probably like that small, but I left them behind because they're nothing special. These are all special. That's why I kept them. But yeah, these will be going into my collection of old things. I do have a collection of bottles as well. We're not really a mudlarking channel, so I don't really think I'll show those, but they're pretty cool bottles. I found them years ago. I think I was in an allotment that used to be a Victorian rubbish dump, and I was digging around and I stumbled upon a whole hole filled with bottles, so yeah, pretty interesting. Some of them are embossed and some of them aren't, but yeah, very cool. So yeah, hope you enjoyed seeing that. It's a bit of a shorter video today, but you know, there's not much to see here. There probably would have been more chat if there were more things to go over, but yeah, not much to go over, but very interesting still. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and as always, I'll see you next time for more coins. Well, not coins.